Niger military deploys reinforcements to capital after ignoring deadline to cede power. Niger's junta has refused to hand over power to the ousted President Mahamadou Issoufou, despite a deadline set by the regional bloc ECOWAS. The military has deployed troops and armoured vehicles to the capital Niamey amid fears of possible intervention by neighbouring countries. The junta says it wants to hold a transition period before organising new elections. Asylum-seekers board UK controversial deathtrap housing barge. The UK government has moved some asylum-seekers to a converted ferry in the River Thames as part of its efforts to reduce costs and deter illegal immigration. The barge, which has been dubbed a deathtrap by critics, can accommodate up to 400 people and has been leased for 6 months. The government says the barge is safe and comfortable, but human rights groups and local residents have raised concerns about the living conditions and security risks. China praises Ukraine talks in Saudi that Russia said were doomed to fail. China has welcomed the talks between Ukraine and Saudi Arabia in Riyadh, which aim to boost cooperation and support for Kyiv amid its conflict with Russia. China's foreign ministry said the talks were conducive to regional peace and stability, and expressed its respect for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Russia, however, dismissed the talks as doomed to fail and accused Saudi Arabia of interfering in its internal affairs. Ukraine says it's foiled assassination plot against Zelensky. Ukraine's security service says it has thwarted an assassination attempt on President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is visiting the eastern Donbas region. The service says it arrested a group of suspects who planned to use a guided bomb to target Zelensky's helicopter. The suspects are allegedly linked to Russia-backed separatists, who have been fighting against Ukrainian forces since 2014. Slovenia floods kill at least 6 in worst natural disaster to ever hit the country, says PM. Slovenia has been hit by severe flooding that has killed at least 6 people and caused widespread damage. Prime Minister Janez Janša said the floods were the worst natural disaster to ever hit the country and declared a state of emergency. The floods were triggered by heavy rain that caused rivers to overflow and landslides to occur. More than 10,000 people have been evacuated from their homes. Ukraine replaced the Soviet-era hammer and sickle symbol with a trident on Kyiv's statue. Ukraine has replaced the Soviet-era hammer and sickle emblem on a giant statue in Kyiv with the Ukrainian coat of arms, which features a trident. The move is part of Ukraine's decommunization process, which aims to remove all symbols and names associated with the Soviet regime. The statue, known as the Motherland Monument, is a 102-meter-high structure that commemorates the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany in World War II. Extreme weather forces teenagers to leave World Scout Jamboree campsite in South Korea. More than 30,000 teenagers from around the world have been forced to leave their campsite at the World Scout Jamboree in South Korea due to extreme weather conditions. The organizers said they decided to evacuate the campus as a precautionary measure after heavy rain and strong winds caused flooding and damage. The Jamboree is a global event that brings together young people from different countries and cultures for 10 days of activities and learning. Deadly floods hit China's major grain-producing region, fueling food security concerns. China's northeastern province of Heilongjiang, which is one of the country's major grain-producing regions, has been affected by devastating floods that have killed at least 14 people and displaced more than 100,000. The floods have also damaged crops and infrastructure, raising concerns about food security and economic losses. China has been facing a series of extreme weather events this year, including heat waves, droughts, typhoons, and landslides. Niger's coup leaders face a deadline to cede power. Will military action come next? Niger's military junta is facing mounting pressure from the international community to restore constitutional order and democracy. The regional bloc ECOWAS has given the junta until Tuesday to hand over power to Issoufou or face sanctions and possible military intervention. The junta says it wants to hold a transition period before organizing new elections, but has not given a clear timeline or roadmap.